Welcome to the question and answer video that I did promise you on the community tab of my YouTube channel. I answer your questions live on video, well not live, but recorded on this video for you. I think I've done one of these videos before a long time ago. Question number 1, how did your DJ and music production journey start? What was the spark that made you think, yeah, I want to give this a try? To be honest, probably when I was like 8. So I used to sit in the hallway with a tape recorder, 2 tape deck things. I don't even know what they're called anymore, where you put tapes in. Tape slots, and one would have music on and the other would be a blank tape, and I'd hit record my voice, and then also record the music that was on the other tape onto the blank tape. So from an early age I was really into recording, and then I used to call up radio stations and I'd get work experience at radio stations when I was older, obviously not when I was 8. And I got work experience in the production department, although it was production of jingles and kind of working with voiceover artists. And I'd say DJing was the thing that I did first, because I was a radio presenter and a DJ for a long time. So I'd do radio shows and DJ on the side. The production came a little bit later. I went to university and did a music production degree from 2012 to 2015, and that's where the music production part came in. What would you be if you hadn't become a DJ? Do you have any hobbies besides DJing? I would have probably become a neurosurgeon. That's where I was headed. My first university, I was doing neuroscience, and if I hadn't dropped out consciously and wanted to drop out, even though I was doing really well, then I would have gone down that route whereby I was studying to do neuroscience, but also DJing on the side. Basically, I needed to pick one life, and so I picked music over neuroscience. Do I have hobbies? Hobbies besides DJing? No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I wake up, I DJ, and I stare at a wall and then go back to bed. Do I have hobbies besides DJ? Yes, I'm really into bouldering and walking in nature, sci-fi films, learning languages. Neuroscience is a hobby now of mine. Evolution, history. I love learning about history, like the history of how like London was formed or New York was formed. I'm really into that at the moment. I love going overseas. I like spending a long time in one country. So recently I was in the USA for a month, and I like to go to places for a long time so that I can really immerse myself, not only in the tourist side, although I try and avoid it, but in the actual, like, what it's like to really live there. Can you remember the moment that made you think, yeah, I want to be a D&B DJ? Yeah, pretty much. So I was working at Amnesia in Ibiza from around like 2012 to, well, a number of years after that. I was pretty much in the house scene at that point. There was a night called Together. It was pretty much when the modern dubstep era kicked off, and so the night was dubstep and drum and bass. So from working on that night, and then I also moved into a house in Ibiza and shared it with a guy called Josh. I'm gonna link his stuff below because he's an absolute legend, a legendary human being, and you should check him out. He was my housemate for that year, and he brought his DJ equipment with him. He was like, yeah, you can practice on my Pioneer modern high-end technology. And I was like, wow, okay, let me see if I can give this drum and bass thing a go. So I'd been DJing by that point for maybe 12 years, and I'd been doing such an array of music, but I really wanted to give drum and bass a go, and I'd been exposed to it in Ibiza, of all places, a house music island. I'd finally been exposed and immersed in drum and bass, so I was practicing on Josh's equipment, and by the end of the summer I was playing in the club that I was working in, and that was pretty cool. What are your main goals in life? Where do you see yourself hopefully in 1 year's time, 5 years' time, and 10 years' time? Okay, so in 1 year's time, I'll be coming up on 40. Oh, God. My main goal in life is to enjoy it. Like, there's so much negativity in the world, and if we're not careful, we can absorb that negativity and spiral downwards. And I spent a lot of my life in that dark place. Seeking joy is something that I'm really passionate about. That's a goal of mine in life, is to seek joy in anything that I choose to do. If I don't find joy in it, I exit and find something else, because I think life is too short. It's too short to be doing something mundane and soul destroying for however long we have left on the planet. And in that process, share what I know and what I've learned with other people so that they can have a joyful life too. So that's my main goal, is to seek joy, to make the most out of life, and to help others see that they have the potential to be able to do that as well. Wouldn't it be nice to at least enjoy being here rather than suffering, which is really easy to do on this planet. In a year's time, I hope that I'm traveling more and I'm visiting a few more countries. I'm able to take my work with me, less confined to the studio and more out there in the world, and maybe making some short films and incorporating what I do in this studio into those short films. So that's in a year. In 5 years, I hope to have my own home and potentially a family, some pets. I'd love to have some pets because I've not had pets for so long. I'd like to be somewhere where it's warm and the food is great, surrounded by love, which I am. I'm surrounded by so much love. That's 5 years. In 10 years, I'll be coming up on 50. I'll hope that I'm alive still. I hope that I'm alive however long, but yeah, I hope to be fit and healthy by the time I get to 50. You know, 50 I think is where things start to happen, so yeah, I hope I'm fit and healthy and pain-free. I hope to be financially free by that point, where I don't need to worry, where I can use my time to help other people, but also be surrounded by my friends and family and the love that I guess that's the goal in life, to be surrounded by love. And I want to have the time to be able to freely give that to people. What other music genres do you like? I like old records, and like from the 50s and the 60s, anything old sounding, musical theatre and hard techno. I like hard techno and techno. I just like techno in general. Is there a particular philosophy or mantra that guides your life decisions? If you have a strong enough reason why, you can do almost any how. If you have a strong enough reason why you want something, you will be able to do it. You'll be able to achieve it. When I am struggling to get something done, I remind myself of my strong enough reason why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? This is the life that I envisage, and that's my strong enough reason why, and therefore I can do this. I can do almost any how. What would DJ Becky today tell DJ Becky on day one? That the industry is a brutal place. Be careful. There's a lot of nasty people in the world. Know that as much as you get those euphoric highs and the sense of togetherness, you also get people that are out to take advantage of you, just get what they want from you, use you, and then kick you to the curb. Be a bit more aware of people's intentions, and if you're not happy doing it, do something else. Don't just do something because you feel like you should. When I used to do club DJing, I would go there and I was so bored out of my mind. So bored. Yeah, I don't think I'd be doing 8-hour shifts anymore just because somebody asked me to. Oh, and know your worth. Put a value on yourself and raise it. Raise it more than what you think. How much do you enjoy streaming, being online, and would you prefer to just make music and DJ if that would guarantee a big enough and reliable income? Well, that's what I used to do before. So I used to do music and DJing solely before and wasn't online. It gave me a reliable income. So I've done that life. I think it can get quite lonely in that life. Imagine you're in a studio and you're by yourself, and then you go out to DJ and you're stood by yourself, even if you're in a room full of people. And if I wasn't online, where would I get my connection? So I've done that life before, and it can get quite lonely. So being online and being able to connect with people actually fills that void, fills the missing piece of the lack of connection. And honestly, I have got some of my best friends through streaming and creating content and posting online. On the music side, what D&B song or any song gives you good memories of an important part of your life? New Logic, Wings, Birdie, Wings, New Logic remix. That tune was actually the last song that I played on my festival booking that was booked pre-pandemic. It was then scheduled a couple of years after, and that was the last booking that I'd been booked for as the artist that I was pre-pandemic. thousands and thousands of people. Ended the set with that song and, you know, came out in front of the crowd and spun round on stage. And it was a real defining moment in a kind of turning point in my life. And yeah, it's really meaningful. It's really meaningful because I was very, very broken at that point. But obviously nobody would know. The pandemic had lifted and I was shattered as a person. It was quite an emotional moment for me. Birdie Wings, New Logic remix. Absolute tune. Back in the day, Becky, what did you want to be when growing up? Did you think you would have been doing this when you got older? I remember what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I wanted to be a teacher. And I'm a teacher, weirdly. I had this realization a few years ago. I was like, oh my God, I actually went like full circle. I went into music, I went into radio, DJing and clubs, and then built all of my online stuff and then went into teaching. I wanted to be a teacher, but as a kid, I imagined being in a school. And yeah, here we are. I actually got my childhood dream. Not in the same way, but like, you know, yeah, I'm a teacher. Courses below, one-to-one teaching via my website. When did you realise you had an alcohol problem and the rest? And what gave you the kick up the arse to do something about it? I was sick of myself and also conscious of the fact that if I didn't stop, I'd just accumulate more and more trauma. If I could choose to stop doing this, then I would put myself in less vulnerable situations. I was done with it. I was so done. I was over it. I was over the types of people I was hanging out with. I was over hurting myself. I was over being taken advantage of. I'd build a career that I was passionate about and then I'd tear it down. I just wanted to be healthier. I wanted to be happier. I was depressed. I wanted to be happier. When did I realize it was a slow, progressive thing? 2012 to 2019, I started to accumulate traumatic events. You know, alone, I had enough of being taken advantage of. I just had enough. I was done. Taking a poisonous mind and mood altering substance out of my body. I'm a female anyway, so I'm going to have all these hormonal fluctuations, but you know, let's not make it doubly hard for myself by putting something else into my system. I love who I am. I didn't used to. It was a slow, progressive decline. And I just got to a point where I'd had enough. How are you finding climbing in correlation to your mental health and mindfulness? So because I do like fitness and exercise anyway, it's not as noticeable as it would have been if I'd have just started with climbing. I am absolutely loving the strength that is coming in like my muscles and my body that I never even knew existed. I'm just like, wow, traps. Yeah, so I go climbing, bouldering, and yeah, really enjoy that. Curious about your ethnicity and religion. So my ethnicity, I did a DNA test recently, and well, not recently, God, time goes so fast. So I did a DNA test, an ancestry test, found out that I am Northern English, Irish, Ethiopian, Sudanese, Yemen, Pakistan, and a bit Finnish and a bit tribal African. So I knew a lot of it. I didn't know all of it. So that was really cool to see the kind of multi-mix of ethnicities. My religion, I do like to go to church sometimes. I'm quite spiritual. I do believe in a God of some sort. The fact that we're on this planet, tiny little things on this planet that is one planet in a solar system and a solar system in many other solar systems, and it is just huge. And the fact that I'm currently standing on a spinning planet, it's spinning, it's not only spinning, it's on an axis and it's going around a big ball of fire. I mean, that is insane. The fact that we just wake up every day and don't even give that a thought. You know, so I believe in a higher energy source of some kind, and call it God, call it nature, call it the universe. I do think that the closer that I get to that connection of the organic world outside, I'm made of stardust. The plants are made of stardust, the animals, you know, so the closer I can get to what I was made from, the more that I will tune into this higher energy source. I'm one tiny part of a very big, powerful thing. So I'm going to go with the very big, powerful thing as the thing that I'm going to trust. By believing in a God, it has alleviated a lot of my own suffering. So yeah, so sometimes I go to church. I'd say I'm more spiritual. Spiritual lady, why are you selling all your gear? I'm moving. I'm moving. I have been recording and editing a lot of content recently to schedule so that there's still stuff going out on YouTube, and I'm moving. I am leaving. Oh, it's the next stage of my life. It really is. It's the next stage. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching me. Obviously, you know, if you drop a comment, it helps this video reach to a wider audience. If you'd like to participate in videos like this in the future, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The community tab is where I pose these video ideas to you, and you can only see that if you're subscribed. Check out the website, the courses, and all the other stuff. And thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.